Hey there, what's up internet? My name is BlackLightAttack. Today we are playing some Spy and then later some troll-ass demo man. You guys may notice there's some music in the background, which is not typical for me. Is this the new norm? Am I trying to rip off Stabby Stabby? Is this how I'm going to do videos from now on? No. Nine. No, what this is Vid and I were playing the other night. That's what this footage is, and he was on Skype with me. I didn't record my voice or anything, and it's not like the conversation was particularly video worthy anyway, so basically I just cut out the game audio so you guys aren't hearing half of a conversation, and that's kind of awkward to listen to if it was just my voice and then silence, so I'm putting this music kind of quiet in the background. I don't know what I'm going to pick yet because I haven't even looked at my options. Probably something from Monstercat, you know, the whole thing with Monstercat and Machinima, it works, why not? And I found a band that's something called, well, I mean, I guess not band, but like group or whatever, or artist, I don't know. Something called New Disco. I didn't even know this was a thing. Is this what Daft Punk is considered? Because they sound a lot like old Daft Punk to me. But I don't understand electronic music, you guys. I don't know the difference between drum and bass, electro, house. I mean, I could tell the difference between like the old kind of like electro and techno versus like dubstep. I understand, you know, like the obnoxious use of an oscillator is desirable for people who like dubstep. But what's the difference between like dubstep and glitch hop? I don't know. These things are lost on me. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about today, something actually pertaining to TF2, and I wanted your guys' opinions on something. Now, this isn't going to come into play here because I'm playing on Star server, and usually this is a pretty competitive server. People try pretty hard. You know, it's a lot of good players, some not so good players, but a lot of good players, and you know, I'm trying to do well here, so, which is, you know, kind of sad that this is what we end up with when I try, but on the later clips, it's me goofing off as Demo Man in Harvest, and one thing I always notice whenever I play one of these goofy-ass classes is, you know, I always go to a silly sort of server/map to do these things, and there's always lately these super like white-knuckle sweaty tryhards, like people that are trying just so hard. I mean, like trying like I would try on a server like we're seeing now. You know, so like actually really trying to do well, really want to perform well, want to get some good footage, want to make sure we win the game, etc. But on like Hightower, for those of you who don't know, who don't play this game, Hightower is a payload race map that is generally considered like the playground of TF2. It's not. I mean, there are plenty of like playground maps, like mods. But as far as normal maps go, Hightower is probably the least serious of all of them. It's just a silly map. It's not particularly well designed. It just lends itself to like Trolldemo, which is where a soldier just takes a rocket jumper and a market gardener and just tries to shovel people out of midair. You know, sticky jumper demo men, goofy shit like that. You know, fat spies and fat medics and fat scouts all over the place. But I guess my question is it unreasonable to expect people to take things less seriously in a video game in certain situations? Now, in, like I said, in Hightower and to a certain extent Harvest, I mean, they're just maps that aren't taken seriously for one reason or another. They're just not that competitive. They're not, people shouldn't be taking them seriously, in my opinion. Is it unreasonable on one of these goofy, not so serious maps to think that if somebody's tryharding really bad and they're just doing everything in their power to win, and, you know, even worse, they're actually skilled at the game, is that kind of rude? Is that out of line? Is that inappropriate? Because it seems to me that on a map like this, everybody else is kind of on the level and is like, okay, this is just the goofy-ass server where nobody tries real hard, and I'm just gonna go goofy-ass class. But then, you know, super tryhard MLG dude comes in. Not that TF2's really played at MLG, but you know, super badass UGC motherfucker comes in and starts white-knuckling all over the place and just shitting on everybody because no one else is trying except for him, and then that makes everybody else have to step up to the plate and kind of ruins their good time. That's my logic behind it, saying that it's kind of rude to white-knuckle tryhard in a goofy map where no one else is doing so. You know, and is that unreasonable? Because the counter argument to that is that, well, it's a video game and it has a very set goal. It's a team game, and if you're playing Trolldier, if you're playing Fat Medic, you're not really doing a whole lot for your team. You're being very selfish. You're just goofing off, and maybe some people do want to win. And, you know, typically Hightower is not really seen on very many high skill servers. You're usually going to see it on like a 24/7 Lotus Clan server or like a Valve server. So there's a very good chance that a lot of people actually are trying, they just suck. So where's the line being drawn here? Is there a line? Is there even a line in this scenario? Does that metaphor fit? I don't think it does, but maybe my perspective is all wrong. Maybe I just think that everybody thinks that Hightower is a goofy, silly, goof-off map. But what if not everybody really thinks that? Maybe like only 20% of the entire community thinks that Hightower is a goofy map where you don't have to do anything. And if I join this 24/7 Skyle pub where it's all harvest all the time, and I'm doing the sticky jumper boots Ullapool Caber thing, am I in the moral right thinking that a guy running around as Scout with 30,000 kills on his Carbonado bot killer scattergun and his second place ESL badge maybe just needs to take a step back and chill out? Maybe not take the game so seriously all the time. But then again, you can always argue that, I mean, what I do is pub stomping usually. Whenever you guys see me having a good game as the spy, I mean, I'm pub stomping. I'm maybe not a competitive player. I never have been, and I likely never will be, but that doesn't mean that I'm not just basically doing the same thing and picking on much lower skilled opponents. Real quick aside, enjoy the slow-mo frag coming up. Anyway, guys, that's all I had to say on that, really. I want your guys' opinions. Am I crazy for thinking that people sometimes just need to chill out on TF2, and if they want to play and game so hard, they should probably find a more competitive server to do so on? Or am I just a total hypocrite and totally in the wrong? You guys tell me what you think in the comments section below. I will see you next time. Goodbye.